What if I told you that Bear Grylls, yes, the man who eats bugs and builds rafts on Man vs. Wild, faced battles far tougher than nature itself? His story isn't just about survival, it's about turning life's toughest blows into triumphs. Let's rewind to where it all began. This is the Moral Minds. Picture this, a young boy, shy, vulnerable, and bullied. Every day at school felt like a battlefield for Bear Grylls. The constant teasing chipped away at his confidence, but deep down, he knew he couldn't let it define him. Can you imagine what that feels like? To dread every day, to feel small in a world that's supposed to be your playground? For Bear, this was his first fight, not against bullies, but against his own fear. But instead of giving in, Bear decided to fight back, not with words but with action. He joined a karate class, throwing himself into training with a fire fueled by determination. After months of relentless practice, Bear earned his black belt. The bullies never dared to tease him again. That victory wasn't just physical, it was a triumph of the spirit. This first fight against his doubts and fears taught Bear the value of perseverance, a lesson he'd carry into every battle ahead. This became his first survival lesson. Strength isn't given, it's earned. Fast forward a few years, and Bear sets his sights on an audacious goal: joining the British Special Air Service, SAS, one of the most elite forces in the world. This wasn't a dream for the faint-hearted. Out of 180 candidates, only 4 would make it. Bear wasn't just chasing an impossible dream, he was an outsider, a civilian stepping into an arena dominated by battle-hardened soldiers. The stakes were sky-high. One mistake, one moment of weakness, and his dream would slip away. But Bear had something no one could take from him: resilience. The SAS training pushed candidates to their absolute limits, mentally and physically. Imagine running for hours with a 50-pound rucksack, navigating rough terrain while sleep-deprived, or surviving with no food for days. But through sheer grit and determination, Bear made it. He was in. The impossible had become possible. Or so it seemed. Here's where the story takes a gut-wrenching turn. During a routine parachute jump, disaster struck. Bear's parachute failed to open. As the ground hurtled toward him, Bear's mind raced. Was this the end? Was this how his story would close? He hit the ground with a force that should have killed him. His spine shattered in 3 places. Lying in a hospital bed, Bear heard the words no one ever wants to hear: "You'll never walk again." For most people, that would be the end of the story. But for Bear, it was just another challenge. Lying there, facing not just the physical pain, but the crushing weight of uncertainty, Bear made a decision. This wasn't how his story would end. As he lay there, his body broken, Bear clung to a dream: climbing Mount Everest. Yes, the tallest mountain on Earth. A feat most people wouldn't dare attempt, even in perfect health. Doctors doubted him. Friends thought he was crazy. But Bear didn't care. He believed in something stronger than doubt: himself. For Bear, Everest wasn't just a mountain, it was a symbol of everything he stood for: resilience, courage, and the refusal to quit. He once said, "My father told me I had to be crazy about something, so I was crazy about climbing mountains." 18 months later, he was discharged from the hospital. And what did he do? He started training. Every day, he woke up at 5 a.m., scaling smaller peaks, pushing his body beyond its limits. Pain was his companion, but so was purpose. He wasn't just preparing for Everest. He was proving that nothing, not even a broken spine, could stop him. Finally, after months of grueling preparation, the moment arrived. Standing at the base of Everest, Bear faced a new kind of fear: the freezing winds, the death-defying climbs, the razor-thin line between life and death. Could he really do this? At the summit, Bear stood above the world, the biting wind freezing tears on his face. He wasn't just conquering Everest, He was conquering every fear, every doubt that had ever tried to hold him back. 4 months later, the answer was clear. Bear Grylls became the youngest Briton to conquer Mount Everest. That moment wasn't just a victory, it was a declaration to the world. No obstacle is too big, no dream too impossible. Bear's story didn't end at the summit. It caught the attention of the Discovery Channel, launching Man vs. Wild. The rest is history. Through the show, Bear not only entertained millions, but inspired them to face their own challenges, be it in the wilderness or in everyday life. But through all the fame, Bear never forgot the lessons life had taught him. From the bullied schoolboy to the broken soldier, from a man who defied death to a global inspiration, Bear Grylls' life is a roller coaster of highs and lows. His story reminds us that no matter how tough the journey, every challenge can be conquered with grit and belief. Keep believing, keep trying, and keep climbing. The summit is closer than you think. If this story resonated with you, join us at Moral Minds for more such inspiring stories.